Hey everyone, Metal Gear Thinny Solid 5 Tano here, Mother Base's biggest boss.
Boss, this contract comes from the MPLA, the People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola. Apparently, new Western bipedal weapons have been deployed to Ditati Abandoned Village and are a threat to their troops. Our job is to eliminate them. The bipedal weapons they're talking about are, of course, walker gears. As I previously reported, they're already in active service with PFs in Africa. But don't you find it strange? A PF employed by the West obtains a prototype developed by the Soviets, yet the Russia-backed MPLA don't know the details. Eastern weapons technology developed in Afghanistan is being supplied to the West in Africa. Only Cypher would be capable of making something like that happen. So boss, eliminate the walker gears at Ditati Abandoned Village, just like the MPLA have asked. Once you do, the PF will need to contact its supplier, giving us a chance to close in on that supplier, Cypher.
God, it's always Cypher with that guy. Anyway, as you can no doubt tell, I am going solo this time. Hopefully only for this and the next video. Chris may or may not be back in the Wednesday video, but really, who cares?
Boss, this contract comes from the People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola, also known as the MPLA. The PF at Ditati Abandoned Village has been supplied with walker gears. Your job is to eliminate them all. Destroy them, extract them, whatever you see fit. This just might get us closer to the walker gear supplier, Cypher. Good luck, boss.
I'm starting to think that Miller has some form of Tourette's where he just can't not say Cypher in, like, any sentence. So yeah, this certainly is a mission. I would say, for some reason, this mission, out of every single mission that I've recorded so far, gave me the most amount of trouble. And I was really not expecting that, because this week of videos, there are 3 missions, including this one, that I thought would have given me the most amount of trouble. And this one I didn't even consider to be one of them. So before this I thought that there were 2 of them. And we'll see one of them next time, and the other one at the end of the week. So yeah, I was really not expecting this one to give me as much trouble as it did, so far, this one, in fact, gave me the most amount of trouble. I recorded this about 5 different times, whereas for the other missions, I've usually done it in one go, or twice, if I thought I was particularly poor in that first attempt. The only one that took me about as long was the Huey level, where you had to go get him from the camp.
That's digitalis. It's toxic, but it can also be used as medicine.
Boss, these are plants. Plants are found on the ground sometimes. Boss, the ground is the thing you're walking on. Boss, walking is when you put the one leg in front of the other, put your foot down, lift the other leg up, put your other foot down.
Enemy detected.
It's just not as funny without someone else here to laugh at that. So yeah, Chris started up work, and the first week that he started, I gave him that week off because I figured I'm not going to bother him. He's starting up work. He can do whatever he wants. And then he lost his voice because of his job. He's a male prostitute. He sucks a lot of dinkles. Talk. And then last week he just straight up didn't feel like it. I was kind of annoyed at that. So Chris, if you're watching this, I mean, I pretty much hate you. So, but no, he should be back this Wednesday for a very special video. So yeah, this one, it's one of those that, like the crude oil mission, where you go to the Mfinda oil field, it's one of those where just, this is a task, by the way, to get that truck out of there. But this is one of those, like the Infinda oil field, where I decide, okay, so I can either sneak around all these guys or knock all of them out and Fulton every single one of them. And of course I choose to Fulton all of them, because I'm a weird, crazy person.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
So the new Kojima game looks like something else. Death Stranding. That looks like a thing. I'm a little disappointed that apparently Guillermo del Toro is not involved with it at all. I think that would have been pretty great if his, you know, return to video games after Metal Gear Solid 5 and the whole Konami debacle was literally just Silent Hills. Like, he has his entire creative team of himself, Yoji Shinkawa, apparently I already took that, Guillermo del Toro, and Norman Reedus and his funky fetus.
You have arrived at your destination.
But that's the thing I think I'm the most curious about, is if it is the spiritual successor to Silent Hills or not, or if it just happens to also have Norman Reedus in it.
He's coming too. Roger that.
I feel like in a way Kojima is like the Michael Bay of video games, where he'll see something, he'll go, that's kinda cool, and then put it in his next game. Only it usually makes more sense with Kojima than it does with Michael Bay, with like, duh, I was watching TV and I saw wingsuits, so I put him in a Transformers movie. Whereas this is just kind of like Kojima was watching TV, he saw Kiefer Sutherland or something like that and put him in this game. Or Kojima was watching a Spider-Man movie, saw Avi Arad's name in the credits, contacted him, he contacted Kiefer Sutherland, put him in the game. Because it's Kojima, it's got to be more convoluted than something that Michael Bay would do. I don't know how Kojima and Norman Reedus got together at all. It's like, at least with Kiefer Sutherland, it was like 3 degrees of, you know, Kevin Bacon or whatever. Because he went through Avi Arad to get to Kiefer Sutherland. And then, I don't know what I'm talking about. This is why I need a co-host for this series, because I knew I wouldn't be able to keep on track or say things that make sense without a co-host in Phantom Pain, because I'll just go all over the place. I could do Peace Walker just fine, because I love that game and I have a lot to talk about. But with Phantom Pain, it's kind of the same thing every time, only a little bit different. I mean, I still love this game, but I need a co-host. So Chris, why don't you quit your job? I'll continue paying you your ridiculous amount of $0 an hour.
You okay?
You see, I'm not even looking at the people's, like their stats to see if they're even good to bring to Mother Base. It's really just, I want this to go smoothly because I've had so many problems with this level so far, that I need to just finish it at this point. So I'm going through carefully, and I am Fultoning out every single man on the map. And I'm not exactly sure why I didn't bring Quiet with me in this. Actually, no, I do know why. It's because DD is better when it comes to just finding people straight up. Also, I think I used the... Yeah, I'm going to do that right here, actually. I'm going to use the, satellite thing over here, or whatever it's called, the anti-radar tracker thingy. I'm going to use this as a distraction. I'm going to get them all to funnel down here, and then go up to where the actual objective is at. But not before I send out for a supply drop. I should have cut this out, because now I got to keep rambling. It's a good thing that, you know, Lord, I was born a rambling man. I'm actually really curious what Kojima's gonna do with the engine of Death Stranding, because it still looks really good, and I would say it actually looks identical to the Fox engine. Like, Norman Reedus's character model looks very similar to a character model you'd find in this game. So, I'm pretty sure Konami owns the Fox engine, as Chris said before in some other video. And I guess it would make sense for Kojima to literally just make the exact same engine again. Just call it something different. It's probably like the better Fox engine. It's probably just called like the Kojima engine or something.
Analysis complete.
But I have no idea what genre that game is going to be in. And I like all the conspiracy theories of saying that they released that like rendering of the Kojima Productions mascot in like the Fox engine or whatever the engine is, and people were noticing that the guy in the costume looks like Ocelot. So this part I was kind of freaking out at, why I'm still crawling around, is that I did not remember that the people, or I thought that there were people still in the walker gears that are up here currently, but there are not. The walker gears are completely empty. So that's why I'm sneaking around here, because I'm trying not to get, you know, quote-unquote seen by the walker gears. And yeah, there's a couple of prisoners in this area. That's just another task, as you could probably no doubt tell. Let's get him out of here. And also one of the other tasks is to completely get all of the walker gears out of here. I think you can complete the mission with only one walker gear, I think? No, maybe that's a mission task and not like a side task. Yeah, because I think Miller's like, good, way to go, you've only got 2 more. Don't forget about Cypher. And yeah, here I thought the same thing with these 2 walker gear. Also, this was a ballsy move. It's like my luck from the first half of the game has completely switched to good luck in the second half. Like, for the first, like, 10 to 15 videos, the normal infiltration mission would go, do really good up until the end, and then get caught. Whereas this is like, I'm just gonna shoot these guys right next to each other, miss the other one, but still take this guy out without him going into alert. So, it looks like good old Snake's luck is changing.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Now I just don't care. Now I do not care because, you know, there's pretty much no one on this base. Specifically, there's no one around me, so I'm just gonna run as loud as possible. Although, these people just keep, like, appearing on the base. In about a second, I think another one of those, like, patrols is just going to come right over to this area, and I do not know where they came from. Also, Metal Gear Solid 3 Pachinko. I think the trailer looked really cool because it was scenes from Metal Gear Solid 3 done in the Fox engine. That's really cool. I wish that they would actually release those cutscenes in like full HD, put them up on the internet, so I don't have to play a freaking Pachinko machine. But I'm not as mad about it as everyone else. I've never been bitter about like, oh, they're gonna ruin the franchise. We've had, let's see, Metal Gear Solid 1, or sorry, Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, Solid 2, Solid 3, Solid 4, Revengeance, Peace Walker, Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain. That's 10 main series games. That's 10 games, okay? And then there's Twin Snakes, there's Portable Ops, there's the Acid series 1 and 2. That's 14 games. There have been 14 games in the Metal Gear series, and I'm probably missing some. So, if 15 is a pachinko machine, I don't care. We've had 14 other games that we could go back and play. And the series is done. So, I'm really not bitter about, like, the Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko machine. I could not give a shit less, one way or the other. And I know that doesn't seem to be the case for, most of the internet. I've talked about this before on this series in particular, but I don't care. Like, Konami did a shitty thing. They fired Kojima, but it's over now. Whatever. If they make a game that looks good, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna boycott them because that's dumb. Because if they come out with like Metal Gear Solid 6 and it looks really good, I'll pick it up. If they make a new Castlevania game that looks good, I'll pick it up. I've never seen the point in like boycotting something like that. Like, yes, they did do a shitty thing, but they are also a company and they are allowed to fire whomever they want. I'm not defending them. I would have liked to. Actually, no, I'm glad Kojima's gone because now he can do his own thing. But yeah, that's my 2 thoughts, and by 2 thoughts I mean 2 cents on the whole pachinko thing. And I don't care. I think Kojima's in a better place with Sony. Metal Gear should probably end at this point. This should probably be the last one. But it probably won't. So, yeah, that's how I'm feeling here. Anyway, that mission wasn't so bad. But it took me a really long time to record because I just kept messing up. And I'm a perfectionist when it comes to certain things. So I couldn't let it go.
Yes. Mission complete.
What'd I get here?
That was exceptional.
Yeah, see, all that hard work paid off, an A. I still don't know why they call him Benedict Kazuhira Miller. Well, I kind of like these credits. I like that there's credits after everything.
Once you'd eliminated those walker gears, a resupply call was made from Ditati to CFA headquarters. The CFA then contacted none other than Saner. That's right, the shell company that owned Mfinda Oilfield. So Saner was just a front for Cypher. The resupply won't be happening just yet. But we did learn that the walker gears are transported out of Nova Braga Airport. Apparently there's a distribution network on the Savannah that links all the PF outposts. I'll have the intel team investigate this network. If Cypher is supplying PFs with walker gears, the PFs have to be offering them something in return. We follow the money trail, and we might just find ourselves on Cypher's doorstep.
Goddamn, Miller just keeps getting lucky. It's Cypher, boss, I'm telling you. Wait, it actually is Cypher. See, I told you, boss. Just lucky guesses, really. Anyway, see you in the next video, pal.
Side ops list updated.
Boss, the intel team has come back with its report following its investigation into PF logistics. Cypher has to be involved with this distribution network somehow. One thing in particular caught my eye. A convoy that regularly crosses the Savannah. On paper, it's just mined resources going to the government, but the security's much too heavy. At the very least, it's worth checking out. Take a look at the mission.